Just 1 minute. So we all are looking so that each one of our alumni should be a success story, and we could see you are entrepreneur. You are not seeking for a job. You are creating jobs, and that is what we all want it to be for each MTN. We want each our student should be a success story. Should be having a story like you have done, and how much hard work you are doing. I know from the day one during your BTech, I've seen you participating in various events, and I've seen you to be very, very active in all the activities which we have organized in the department. Right. And it is always good to see such a success story of alumni. And Abhishek, I can tell you there are two persons always they'll be happy to see your success. One is your parents and second your teacher.
Yes.
So we are always happy to see our alumni. They are going and growing their in career, and that is what our vision of Honorable Founder President. He wants MIT to be among the best university in the world, and I am sure alumni like you will be testimony for that particular vision. And you might be knowing your university has 17 global campuses now,
yes.
10 universities in India, and soon in this semester there will be a new campus going to come in Mohali. We are going to have a campus in Bangalore, and we are going to have many more campuses. Target is one campus in every state with all academic excellence. So we are really proud to see you, and I'm sure your address to all the students will definitely motivate. Because Abhishek, you might be knowing during COVID-19,
right,
we are the only university which I could say with very confidence in India and the world who have completed all their classes on time,
right,
without a single day delay. All classes have been completed as per time schedule. Because the students have a time, we want each one of them to be engaged in various activities. That is the reason we have organized hundreds of webinars so that these young crowd remain motivated and can always prepare, as you rightly said, navigating a career path, because COVID-19 has got a lot of opportunity and has got a lot of challenges.
Right. Sir.
So we always say and advise our students so that they remain active and they remain upgraded, so that whatever challenges going to come, they are prepared. And I'm sure with that challenges, opportunities are there, and I'm sure it is only they have to start thinking and they have to start exploring. They have to prepare themselves so that they are out of the box and they are unique. And I'm sure if they are strong, they are good with project management skill, they are good with logic. If they know how to solve problem,
right,
how to solve a open-ended problem, how to give the solution to those problems. Even today, we are organizing online youth festival. We are the only university in the country who is organizing online youth festival, and we have done a project management competition where we have called 116 plus entries. Where students of UG and PG will be coming and presenting their idea to solve COVID-19 problems. And I'm sure if any of idea could click, they will not be known in their city, in their country, they will be known in the whole world. And that is the way MIT is progressing. So I'm sure with this, I welcome you once again and request you to take this session further. And I request all the students, if you have got any query, there is a question answer session chat box. You can put your queries there. We will try to address all your queries, but due to limited time, if we cannot answer, Abhishek will share his email ID. You can contact him. You can get him connected on his LinkedIn profile.
Right.
And I'm sure he will be in a position to reply all your queries, which I'm sure in 1 hour all queries cannot be replied. But it's really a good beginning where we are introducing our alumni to the students, because alumni are always role models. And if they are connected with the best alumni, they have all reason to be the best. Right? So thank you very much, Abhishek, for sparing your valuable time, and look forward to listen your talk on this very important topic. This is the need of the hour now. To you, Abhishek, now.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for hosting me today. It is an honor to be back at Amity again in whatever form it is possible. Thank you so much, Seema ma'am, for arranging this. Thank you very much. So, am I audible and is my screen visible? Can someone just confirm?
Yes, yes.
Great.
Yes.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for attending and taking out time today, and welcome to this session. So this is so certainly this is one of the first times I'm doing a non-technical session. I've been doing technical sessions since quite some time now, and but this was the need of the hour, because when we were discussing that what is it exactly that our students are in dire need of right now. So before even stepping into the technicals of any career field, any career path, it is important to understand whether to choose that particular career path in the first place or not. That is important, and understanding that what all are the nitty gritty concerned with every walk of life. That is first important, and that is first and foremost important, and that is based on what you will understand that whether this is a particular career path you want to take or not. And so I belong to a particular sector, which is blockchain, basically, in terms of tech. This is since after college. This has been three and a half years. um, we are getting some background noise. Can every one of you please switch off your mic? Yeah.
Yeah, I request MIT University host to kindly mute their mic, please.
Yes, because I will miss out on points, really. So all right, so great, thank you so much to join this. So essentially that is what we are looking for today within the next and since this is a non-technical session, it won't take a lot of your time, and it is 11:41 right now. So within the next 45 minutes or so, we will be covering a lot of aspects of what we are going through, especially in such a time of COVID-19, and especially that is still not something what is to follow after this entire storm goes by, right? After the exactly the post COVID-19 era, what is it going to look like? There was one 2008 post recession era, right? But that was not of this level. That was nowhere close to what the kind of pandemic the entire world is facing right now, right? So what is going to happen now in the aftermath of this COVID-19, right? This is surely a challenge for everyone, every country, every individual, every government, all systems across the globe. So definitely a new challenge. Everyone, starting from huge companies to small startups, everyone is trying to solve some part of the problem in the society in some form or the other. And we hope we achieve some breakthroughs very soon, be it regarding curing COVID-19, or be it the way the entire economy has to go on, the ways in which companies can run, the ways in which the economy can again get back to a level, a position where we suppose it to have had COVID not hit us, right? So welcome. Let's start with the session. I hope this would be useful for you as well. All right, so welcome to Navigating the Career Path in the Trying Times of Post-COVID-19 Era. As I just explained, we'll look at what is happening now, what the situation is at the moment while we are fighting with COVID across all the entire nation and worldwide, and what the era after these months. Of course, COVID is not something that's going to go on for years, right? So we are looking at some months of COVID-19 pressure. What will happen after that when the entire world opens back, and how much time will it take for the entire nation to get back to its feet? Especially some of the sectors that are more crucial to the country. So let's take a look at as a student, or as because the audience is mostly students, and even if you're not a student, you are at least belonging to the IT sector or the education sector, right? You're not into manufacturing or into agriculture, so that is not what this session is focusing on. So definitely you'll benefit. Let's see that what these areas have, and how can they recover, and what is the best way forward, right? So that is what we are trying to achieve today, like to understand what is the current scenario and what exactly needs to be done to overcome the pullback effects that are to follow in the post-COVID-19 era. And I'm just going to tell you that because I belong to the sector of blockchain, I will be specifically focusing on the students, and I believe the majority of the audience today are in their college, right? So essentially, or maybe your parent, right? You're a parent and then you have a child. So I think forging a good career path at this point in time, at this moment, is very important for every one of you. And I believe that this is something that we look forward to achieving today at the end of the session. So, all right. All right, so just a basic introduction as to who I am. So I'm a co-founder of Whirl. That's a B2B2C agri fintech company, which we provide a blockchain-based platform as a service, and we facilitate loans against warehouse receipts. This is a sector that is badly hit by millions and millions in frauds every year. And Citibank, then ICICI Bank, and lots of the good names have faced millions in frauds every year. So we are curing that, and we are curing that forever. I mean, we have built a very foolproof solution that is going to nail this the problem completely, and we have got good traction. We are an IIM Ahmedabad startup, and this reminds me. So as an introduction to Whirl, something that I would like to share with everyone of you here is that just a couple of days back we got confirmation from IIM Ahmedabad that they will be building us into a case study for their management education in agribusiness and agri-economics. Agribusiness, I would like to tell you, is a course that is done by every single, it's a mandatory course, and it's done by every single individual who's doing an MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. And so we are very happy to share that the cream of the cream that goes into the premier BE school in India will be studying about us, about Whirl, how we came to where we are right now, the traction we've got, which sector we are targeting, and what our solution is. And this is a very proud moment that under this COVID-19 situation, when companies are shutting down, this is a kind of upliftment that we got, a very encouraging news that we got just 2 days back. So that is where I am with Whirl. Prior to this, I led the service product for PolicyBazaar.com. You guys must have heard about PolicyBazaar.com, and we handle my own product handle more than 6.5 lakh monthly customers, 15 lakh plus logins. So and apart from that, I've been into blockchains in the last 3 years. I've been invited as an international speaker into different conferences. One of my books just got released by Asia's largest IT publisher, BPB, in February 2020, and I was into the top 50 tech leaders finalist by Intercon Dubai. So that's it. I'll just move ahead. I hope that I'm in a position to actually discuss these things with you and maybe bring some change and bring some very useful feedback and useful thoughts into the system. All right, great. Starting with the session, bird's eye view. Let's take a look at a very good comparison about what the current scenario is like and what you think it is, right? So maybe a lot of people I've discussed in the last few days or even the last couple of months of lockdown that has followed. A lot of people have said that okay, this is a problem that is majorly hitting the manufacturing areas, the food business, the supply chain management. IT is not something that's going to be affected because see, even when lockdown was there, but our offices worked, right? Our companies were running. PolicyBazaar was running. My startup was running. So IT companies are running. Why will it face even a bit of hit because of COVID-19? What will go down? People who will lose jobs are the laborers, are the factory workers, and then people who are working in manufacturers. Maybe people in Hindustan Unilever will face a wrath of this situation, but people will at TCS won't, right? So this is a very erratic comparison. This is a very wrong method of evaluating what effects COVID-19, I believe, that COVID-19 can render on you. So what COVID-19 doing is, what the scenario currently actually is, that it is rendering a potential paralyzed economy. It's pretty much that scenario right now. Just turn on the news any time of the day and you will understand that what's happening. And this itself means that it might bring high possibilities of recession across sectors. That is not only manufacturing. It's not just because people are not going out and people are not buying cars and people are not buying such services which are manufactured in the country. It does not mean that only those areas will get affected. IT is something, and because my focus is totally IT, I have nothing to do with manufacturing. So IT, I can assure you that IT was hit back in 2008 when the recession was there, and this time, even though it's a pandemic, that's not affecting IT directly by lockdown, but it will affect IT and the jobs in it and the processes in it and the deals that are being done internationally and nationally. Everything is going to be affected because the economy gets affected, every constituent of it gets affected. It is not that you won't be affected even because you are in an IT based job, right? Or you're looking for an IT based job. You're in a 4th year right now and you're thinking that IT is not going to be affected, so I will be getting loads of jobs right after my 4th year, right? So let's see. That's what the scenario is currently, which I wanted to apprise you of. So going ahead, 3 pillars of success, not only in post COVID-19 era, but any kind of market. right? Any kind of market, people believe that, okay, hard work is needed, perseverance is needed, diligence is needed, a mindset, a good mindset, a working mindset is needed, and then you can just forge your path ahead. One thing is needed apart from everything else: skills, skills, and skills. That's it. Apart from skills, you are really not going to be not going to be able to sustain in any kind of market, be it COVID, be it 2008 recession, be it any recession that comes in the future. You are not going to be able to sustain in any market, even without a recession. In any market, without skills, you just don't sustain. I have seen a lot of people, I have met a lot of my juniors, I have seen that they are not currently focusing on gaining skills. Why does the government focus so much on Skill India and all of those programs? Because skill is one thing, especially technical skills, because everything else is still can be taken very easily. But technical skills is something that you really have to invest a bit into. You have to invest your time and your hard work into it. So gaining technical skills takes time, gives you the most yield, and is an imperative constituent of success or of any career path, right? So without that, it is one crucial element without which you cannot forge a career path. Please take a good note of it. If you're thinking the basic skills that you learn in your first year of college and they are going to get you through your entire career, you are very wrong, because this is not what's happening in the world, right? Since I believe that I've been in the industry for some time now, and a variety of industries, a variety of sectors, and doing a lot of different kinds of work, I believe I'm in a good position to tell every one of you this thing, that it's difficult out there. It's really difficult out there, be it COVID or not. It was difficult out there even last year. It was difficult out there last year when there was nothing called COVID. Now with COVID, it's just an embellishing on that. It's difficult. It's going to be difficult forever, right? So that's it. So there are 100 different things that you can try, but essentially what is going to help is skills. Gain skills. Today I'm going to talk about blockchain skills, because that's what my forte is, that's what my field is, and that's where I've tried garnering some success. And but in any case, if it's IoT, if it's data science, if it's just computer science, you're going out for a BPO job, anything you're doing, skills, without skills, it's not going to work out. All right, so today, as I just said, as I've already hinted a lot, we will be taking a look at developing skills in blockchain, how you can be, why blockchain I chose is because it is, I don't know if I put a slide clearly specifying this out, because this is needed. LinkedIn has termed blockchain as its #1 skill of 2020. I don't know what's left, or much of left of 2020 anyways, but still, 2020 and maybe 2021 and the time to come, blockchain is LinkedIn's choice of #1 skill out of all the technologies that are available there. Data science, analytics, machine learning, out of all of them, blockchain leads the entire row. So essentially, we'll take a look at blockchain, how you can get into blockchain, because it is one of the hottest things right now, and not just getting into it because it's hot. It is hot because there is a huge dearth of talent in this particular field. And it is visible. We'll take a look at a bit of good numbers, so that the situation is very clear to you. And so essentially that is what we will take a look at: how to get into blockchain, not just as a blockchain developer, but how to get into blockchain, the industry I'm talking about. All right, starting with that, some good numbers. Please take note. If you're just, I would want you, all of you, to just take note of this one slide at least in the entire presentation. This will give you an understanding that why is it that I'm taking this session today, and what is the crux of the entire story, right? 1 in 400 IT engineers, that's it. 1 in 400 IT engineers have some sort of blockchain skills. 1 in 400, that's a 0.25%. 0.25% is called negligible in any kind of sector, right? In any kind of data, any kind of sector, 0.25% is negligible. That if this is not giving you an idea of the kind of dearth that the industry is facing for blockchain talent, I don't know what is going to, because these numbers clearly specify that the industry wants people in blockchain. The industry wants blockchain developers, blockchain testers, smart contract auditors. All of these profiles are on a huge boom, and this number is the reason why LinkedIn has voted blockchain as its #1 skill of 2020, and maybe months and years to come, right? So that's it. So, and as you can see, I've invested a lot of time in creating this graphic on the right. This should give you a visual of what's happening. That is it. 5,000 people in 2 million estimated IT engineers in the country. So it's in India, it's estimated based on some sources, it is estimated that there are around 2 million, which is 20 lakh IT engineers. Out of those 2 million engineers, only 5,000 engineers have some sort of blockchain skills, and maybe there are 10 or 15,000 others who have been into fintech, who are software engineers, but they've been into fintech. And because blockchain has been very successful and very much correlates with fintech, and the applications of blockchain are very visible in fintech, that is why these people who do not have skills in blockchain but still are somewhat in fintech, have had experience with fintech products, fintech technologies, they are at least somewhat closer to gaining blockchain capabilities. But the rest of it, the entire rest of that 2 million population, are far away, as of now, far away from gaining any kind of blockchain skill. And so just try to imagine, if you become one of those who, out of those 2 million IT engineers, if you become one of those who just jumps up, spends 2 months on gaining blockchain skills, why will you not get a job when there is such a kind of dearth in the industry? This is an answer I would love, if you have a contradictory answer, I would love to hear it on chat, please. Right? So yeah, so this is the snapshot. Very bad numbers right now for blockchain talent, and that is the best part. It's not bad, it's the best part for us. That is the, so when I started in blockchain, if I would have had this number, maybe I would have worked harder at that time, because I did not have this kind of perspective back 2 years back, 3 years back, when I was commercially starting in blockchain. Because I had these numbers, I would have spent my day and night more as compared to what I did, because these numbers are striking. These are serious numbers, right? So I think if you're serious about, if you're interested in blockchain, if this is a technology that interests you should just spend your night and day right now, especially during the lockdown time, and when you don't have a lot of pressure from college or from office or anywhere. So I think this is the good time to go ahead. If you have any questions, please write in the chat box. We'll take it up. So yeah, so just giving you another glimpse of what is at stake here. So as we can see, someone has said that salaries for ready to be deployed techies with blockchain experience are twice that of a techie without blockchain experience. This is an important line for every one of you, right? Because you are doing computer science and engineering at Amity University maybe, or you're an IT student, information technology student. You are expecting a set salary at the end of fourth year. This is a statement that clearly tells you that in the industry, the kind of expectation that you can have after gaining some blockchain skills at least, or medium level blockchain skills, being a medium level blockchain developer, it is going to earn you twice of what you're expecting at the end of fourth year right now. Okay, that's a very good personal anecdote that I would like to share, so that to put this thing in a good perspective right now. And essentially I would like to say that 2017, that's when I passed out, right? So 2017, the salary, this is exactly this sentence has been, this statement has been said by the MD of Randstad India, and he's very appropriate. He has said it, he has put it out very perfectly. Back in 2017, when I had received offers from 2 of the IT majors in the country, what they were offering me in 2017, this is a very personal anecdote, and this is what I saw, what they were offering, and what a blockchain company ultimately offered me in 2017 itself was 2.5 times. There was a difference of 2.5 times. The blockchain company was offering me a salary of 2.5 times than what the IT majors were offering me. They had nothing to do with blockchain, and this company was new to blockchain, and this company was doing some pretty groundbreaking stuff in blockchain. And obviously that is what I took, because why wouldn't you? So this sentence is appropriate, I can tell you by personal experience. So yeah, exactly, sometimes it is more than twice. He has said a modest number of 2x. I'm telling you, it is more than twice very easily, because of the kind of dearth of blockchain talent right now. And that time I was not even into blockchain this much. Over the last 2 years, I've further come down, and believe me, when I'm building a blockchain product, it's pure enjoyment. It's a brilliant technology. If you're coming into blockchain, you will enjoy it. If you enjoy computer science and engineering, if you enjoy all of those concepts of computer science and engineering, blockchain is a different world, and you would love it. Believe me, running a blockchain agri fintech startup has been the best option, best decision in my last 3 years, right? So believe me, it's an amazing technology to try. And the salaries are ranging from 5 lakhs, anywhere from 5 lakhs to up to 30 lakhs for even junior to medium level blockchain developers. When you go senior than that, you apply for a CTO at a blockchain company, you have blockchain skills, it goes in crores. Believe me, you can check for the numbers on the internet yourself. All right, putting into perspective that why it is important right now to essentially get ahead of the entire sector, and put your entire focus on not just what you're doing right now, but what to do next. 10 crore overall, this is from the news, from the reports, that overall 10 crore jobs are at stake in India. This is in India. I'm not talking about world. If some of you are thinking of going abroad for jobs, or for studies, even higher studies, I'm unsure that what that kind of a future looks like. But I'm telling you that in India, overall 10 crore jobs are at stake at the moment. Out of that 10 crore, 1.5 lakh IT jobs are at stake at the moment. And believe me, this number from 2008 recession says that we eventually, over a good period of time, over maybe months to come after 2008 recession, we ultimately lost 6 lakh IT jobs in the country. So this clearly tells, and it was not even a pandemic situation worldwide, right? So this clearly tells that the number 1.5 lakh that you're seeing right now in the country is definitely going to increase. It might easily go beyond 2 lakhs easily, right? 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, it's nothing for it. If it was in 2008, 10 years back, 10, 12 years back, we lost 6 lakh jobs in IT. This is going to be a serious condition now in the country after COVID subsides. Believe me, please take note of it. All right, let's go into a bit of technicals, that what you exactly, I don't know how much time I have. Right, so building up a career in blockchain technology. So let's take a look at very basic steps that I would like to share with you, that if out of all of you who are attending this seminar, whoever is interested in building a career in blockchain technology, and even others, please do explore this technology even before discarding it away, that you're not interested or this is not for you. So starting if you want to start to build a career in blockchain, the first step would be to get your basic computer science concepts clear. After all, it's a computer science technology, right? Whatever kind of revolutionary technology it be, the basic underlying subject matter is computer science and engineering, right? So just get your basic computer science engineering concepts clear. It's a good time because you're already amidst them. So these concepts, so please learn them better, revise them before getting into blockchain, because it took me almost 7 or 8 days to get a good hold of blockchain when I started, right? So these things are very important, because ultimately these are the concepts that get used everywhere, right? Small or big, but these concepts get used everywhere. So that is something that you should be targeting. Going ahead, so that's basics of computer science essentially. Going forward with the step 2 would be this at least you spend basics of computer science at least 10 days on that. After that, you can start learning about the basics of blockchain. Since the last 1.5 years, wherever I have lectured across universities or online anywhere or internationally, I have seen that the basics of blockchain is what pulls most of my students down, because believe me, it is a very, as I've written, that it is very different from the technologies that you've been studying or you've been familiar with, because it is based on computer science concepts, but ultimately the database that you see cannot be rewritten, is immutable, it is more secure, everything is transparent, it's public, private, permissioned. Then there are varieties of blockchain, and because the development cycles have been so less in blockchain and so rapid, the blockchain has come from first generation to fourth generation within 10 years, right? This is the speed that blockchain has been putting, right? For AI, for computers, for internet, for computers, it took decades and decades to come to fourth generation. For blockchain, it took 10 years, right? So this is 10-11 years. So this is something to put in context, that it's difficult. Believe me, when you start learning blockchain, I have seen, I'm telling you by experience, by teaching experience, people who cross that basics, the barrier of basics, I've seen that they are able to grasp blockchain concepts very, very easily. Further, deeper concepts of cross-chain transactions, side chains, forking, mining, everything is very easy for them. But if you're just unsure about how blockchain works, why is blockchain existing in the country, which is not a technical skill, right? Not a technical concept. Why did humanity need a technology like blockchain when there were centralized servers and centralized databases and centralized ledgers, right? So this is something that I've noticed. Just get into blockchain basics properly, spend 10 days on it, 15 days on it, but once you're done, you should be ready to go ahead, and then your capability would be limitless. Believe me, I've gone through this. I've seen students go through this. This is how the path should be. Have faith, right? You can follow the exact this process to the letter, right? All right, talking about some technical tools to be used. If you're getting into blockchain, I'm keeping this session very short because I can't teach blockchain in 1 hour, right? And that is not what the session is for. This is about getting you in line with what the career expects, what the industry expects, right? So learn tools such as Truffle, Web3. These are all libraries. Web3 allows you to interact with Ethereum clients like Get, Parity, and all. Then Remix is a brilliant IDE. It is browser based. That's the best part. You don't have to install anything. It's browser based, and you can write smart contracts in it. You must have heard about smart contracts. They are contracts written on the Ethereum blockchain, and smart contracts is what is driving our current business solutions across industries. If you're applying blockchain and smart contracts are the core element that drive business solutions, business logic in a blockchain system. It is a very important concept. In my own book, I have covered smart contracts and smart contract auditing. Why smart contract? I just take a line and tell you that why smart contract auditing is so important is because just like you publish as a computer science engineer, just like you write code and you push it to the server and you see it there, right? It's HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Node.js, any kind of code, right? You push it to the server, you see it, there's some problem, it's not running, you just go back to the terminal, you debug it. Again, you run it, you compile it, you run it, and then again you see it in the browser, there's another problem, and again you do the same process again and again. Not something you can do with a smart contract. Yes, of course, during testing, there are test networks available, which you can use. But apart from that, I would like to tell you that it is very difficult in the case of smart contracts to go back in time and do anything, because that is what blockchain is. If you know a basic line about blockchain, is that a blockchain is immutable. A blockchain cannot be tampered, a blockchain cannot be edited. It's not just like normal database or servers, right? So once you push a smart contract is just similar. Once you push a smart contract to a blockchain, you can do nothing about it. You would have to create a new smart contract. Would have to deploy a new smart contract, and that is going to cost you money. That is going to cost you gas on the blockchain network, like Ethereum. Ethereum allows you to write smart contracts, but it costs you money. So there are test networks. You can test a lot, but at the end, if you're deploying and then there's some problem in the smart contract, the entire thing gets scrapped off. You have to forget it, and you have to redeploy the smart contract, which is going to cost you ethers, which is going to cost you gas, right? So that is why it is very important. So Remix ID gives you to write smart contracts. Then Ganache is a good UI tool, the GUI based tool. You can download it on your computer. You can run a local Ethereum blockchain using that. And you'll just Ganache will just set you up with 10 sample addresses with a good amount of ether in it, and you can just test it around, get balance of the contracts, send balance to another address, another public key. All of these things you can do on Ganache on your system without needing to connect to an actual blockchain and spending actual money. Right? MetaMask is a brilliant tool. MetaMask is something that was very much in use when something called CryptoKitties. And CryptoKitties is a very funny concept. It was just kitties like cartoon cat characters, which was so much in demand in sometime around 2017-18 at a time that it choked the Ethereum network. People were buying digital kitties for up to $117,000. One kitty was it was called the Genesis kitty. It was the first kitty, I believe. It went for a record-breaking $117,000 on the Ethereum network. This is humongous. I mean, and that is when the Ethereum network also choked a bit. So people were using MetaMask for that. MetaMask is an in-browser, just like a Chrome extension that you use, Grammarly extension and all those extensions that you use. MetaMask is just like an extension, sits in your Chrome browser, and you can interact with blockchain and with decentralized applications via MetaMask. MetaMask acts as a wallet as well as a bridge between blockchain and your browser, right? So this is a brilliant tool. You will use MetaMask if you're getting into Ethereum and smart contract writing. And learn a contract language like Solidity. Solidity is not difficult, but it is quite different from the regular Java, JavaScript, C++, HTML, and all those languages that you're reading and learning in your college. It is quite difficult. It is quite different. It's not difficult, but if once you get a hang of it, it's going to be very easy. And this is what you use to write smart contracts on Ethereum. There could be other languages as well. Just go and do a search around. Search for Hyperledger. Search for projects like Corda, R3 Corda. Search for projects like Hyperledger. Search for Quorum. My startup is running Quorum right now. The blockchain solution is by JP Morgan. So good names have come out with good solutions, so you can start development that way. Just these are some of the tools that you should go ahead and check out. These are very useful tools. Just take a screenshot of it and please remember to use these tools. All of these tools are going to be very useful to you. Start with Remix, go with Web3, go for Truffle. All of these you can download on your computer, on your terminal, and you can check it, right? And Solidity, you open Remix and you can write a smart contract using the language Solidity. Just try for good tutorials and you'll get it, surely. And that's it. The last step would be, finally, once you learn the concepts, basic concepts, the last step to actually developing something on blockchain, that would be to either write smart contracts and deploy them on a network, on a test network at least, to start with, to see if they're working or not, to understand the concept. See, believe me, when I'm talking about test networks and main networks, these are a bit different concepts as compared to what you have seen in your servers, in your general mean stack based, Nginx based servers and all, or Apache based servers. This is pretty different. So if you just even look at it and you start developing, you would understand that it is a lot to digest in the beginning. So I'll be very honest with you, so that you don't keep 2 days aside for your blockchain development and learning. You actually keep 20 days aside, right? So that is why I'm giving you the cautionary notice that it is difficult to learn blockchain. People are not able to learn blockchain very easily. But there are also people. I was able to learn blockchain pretty easily, but I know that the kind of problems I faced, I know that. And then once you learn the nitty-gritty of blockchain, then comes thinking about the blockchain solutions that you can build across sectors and industries. That is what I'm doing right now, because I'm running an agri fintech company. I don't code there, but we are running a completely blockchain based solution. We are revolutionizing warehouse receipt financing for banks, and that is a big take, that is a big call to take, and if something happens, we might be under the radar scanner for fraud, right? So this is a humongous task that we have taken up. So visualizing that this is a kind of use case where blockchain can help was a very important step in the company, and honestly, to arrive at that point, it was very important to understand what blockchain is all about. It was very important to go through the basic blockchain concept, so that you do not base your idea based on what you learned in normal computer science and engineering. You have to understand blockchain from the depth to think of any solutions. Otherwise, what you will do is that you will come up with a solution like anything in the world, and you will say that I'll apply blockchain to it. But that is the most incorrect option to take, because blockchain is not for everyone. Blockchain is not for everything. You pick up blockchain and you try to apply it to everything that comes in front of your hand, you are doing a very, very, very big mistake, because there are very specific applications where blockchain can really revolutionize the system. Be it supply chain management, be it insurance, I've been into insurance industry. I know that insurance can benefit a lot from blockchain. Be it supply chain, be it cyber security, be it agriculture, be it finance. You've seen that blockchain is implemented in finance in a very good scale. But you just pick up anything and you try to implement blockchain, it is not going to work out. It is going to be very pricey for you, because everything does not require blockchain. So try to understand why blockchain is needed. Anywhere, I'll just give one line to it. I have time, I'll just give one line to it. Please remember, apply blockchain anywhere you would think that centralization is creating a problem or might create a problem in the future, or even centralization is existing there. If there is a solution where you have nothing to do with centralized efforts and centralized issues, there is no need to replace that no centralization with decentralization, right? Decentralization replaces gets replaced in areas where centralization is creating a problem or might create a problem in the future, like banks, like financial systems, like warehouse receipt financing, right? Like supply chain management, where you have to understand that where is your food coming from, the entire procurement solution, from growing to cultivating to the factory to packaging, everything. You have to understand that the food you're eating today in your lunch, where exactly is it coming from? That is somewhere blockchain can be very useful. Finance is somewhere blockchain can be very useful, but ultimately, just taking up any example and implementing blockchain to it without understanding why blockchain is needed there is the biggest mistake you can make, because blockchain is costly. Implementing blockchain is not as simple as taking a shared server from bigrock.in and setting up a website there. It's not that easy, right? It's not difficult either, because very good companies, Amazon, Azure, Microsoft Azure, Google, all of them have come up with blockchain as a service solutions on their clouds. Or even you can just take up a T2 Micro AWS instance and set up a blockchain there. That's it. So what you're paying for is the T2 Micro instance, which, by the way, anyways, AWS gives 1 year of free usage of T2 Micro, one T2 Micro instance, right? So that's it. It's not costly as in pricey for using it in your tests and in your solutions. But if the blockchain is not is not a good fitment into the solution you're trying to achieve, then blockchain is going to recur you costs every time that is run and without use, right? Because it is not giving you any use, right? So be very cautious. So start learning smart contracts, start building decentralized applications, Decentralized applications are just like apps, but they run on the blockchain network. And so for example, MetaMask is a bridge between the blockchain's decentralized applications and your computer, your browser. So these are the areas that you can use. You can really make good use of blockchain. And so build good decentralized applications, figure out the current solutions that exist in forms of Android apps. Think of them, write them down on a piece of paper, write the architecture down on a piece of paper. Take any example of an app, take Zomato for an example, write the architecture down on a piece of paper, and then see where can you fit blockchain, right? For example, I'll just give a basic example to set you up so that you can easily go ahead. A very basic example would be that starting from blockchain, you can understand that if Zomato is giving you, so Zomato just before COVID, I have not used Zomato in the last 2-3 months, but before COVID I saw that Zomato came up with that 30 or 40 minutes or free delivery option, right? So what Zomato can do, what you can do is that by building a Zomato like application, you can set up a smart contract which will have it written that the moment this particular time period is over and the user does not tap on the app, or the delivery guy does not tap on the app, or using some sensors or some GPS locations and all, if this condition is met, that 40 minutes are over, using IoT and using sensors and using GPS and all of that stuff, if you arrive at a conclusion that at a particular time this 40 minutes are over, the smart contract will automatically run without Zomato's intervention, without you having to call up Zomato customer care and asking for a refund. It will automatically run, processing you the refund. I'll give a very good example, real life example. While I was in a company in 2017, which I was talking about at that time, we were in discussions with a leading airline company in India. What they wanted to do that first in India, and what they wanted to do was implement blockchain in the in-flight insurance that they offer to customers, right? So this when you go online and you just before booking your ticket, you see that add 249 rupees to insure yourself against all of these things, baggage loss, delays, cancellations and all. They wanted to implement blockchain so that, because many a times people don't take it because they don't believe the airline company. They believe that 15 minutes instead of 15 minutes it could be 30 minutes, and they'll say that okay, it was just 15 minutes, we can't really give you 10,000 rupees or a lakh for just 15 minutes of delay, right? But that's not what you signed up for. It was written that you'll give, right? So that's why what they wanted is, if they implement smart contracts and they tell the customers that it is not in our hands anymore. We have implemented smart contracts on the blockchain, which is a public blockchain. Just go and see it there, and as a customer, and whenever the trigger condition will be met, the smart contract will automatically run without the airline company's intervention, right? So technically this is what they wanted, and this is a very good use case of and this is being used across the world in several European and other airlines. I've seen that globally, and so this was a very good solution that they came up with. They could have done it, but they did not decide to go forward with it. But this was a very good use case because customers don't believe airlines regarding their insurance. This way they would be on the same page that okay, the company has nothing to do once the flight gets delayed. So even if it's after 15 minutes, even it's a 1 second after 15 minutes, and that data goes to the blockchain network and the smart contract, it will run. It will give you 1 lakh or 1,000, 10,000, whatever is promised, without anyone's centralized intervention. That is where you believe as a customer that centralization is creating a problem. So replace centralization with decentralization. So that is something I believe that is essentially right where you can use. Okay, I'll just quickly close. It's 12:20 about. So right, I would like to say that in India, especially with an early lockdown, the Indian government has been able to put a very temporary break on the kind of speed that COVID was expected to take had the early lockdown was not in place. And with that early lockdown in place, I believe that digitization to a very great extent is what has helped this entire lockdown to yield some really good results. A lot of companies have gone remote. A lot of companies have gone mobile. My Policy Bazaar itself had my last CEO, Yashish Daya. He has done a lot of interviews, and he has said that this COVID situation, taking every agent online, has given him a lot of insights into how a company can be run, how a company with 14 buildings in Gurgaon, sector 44 of Gurgaon, we had 12 to 14 buildings there, and he has got the insight that how digitization can improve the workforce, and how you can, and he has already I think given notices for 3 or 4 buildings. That's a humongous approach, especially amidst COVID-19. He did not do that because he was low on money. Policy Bazaar is a $1.5 billion unicorn. he did that because that was the need of the hour, and now after doing that, now the company recognizes that how it can go ahead without having to have everyone in the office. So digitization has helped many companies, believe me. And so that is what I wanted to share, that it is helping. So use this early lockdown, use the and get encouraged by the focus that the government is putting on digitization, and there's a lot to do, really. All right, this is my last slide. I believe this is my last slide. So I'll be taking a very direct use case, another one, like I shared the flight example and then the Zomato example. This is another example, and I'm taking it because it's my own startup, and this is not an advertisement slide. I really put it in because I truly believe that we are doing some groundbreaking stuff in blockchain, application of blockchain. This example will allow you to think and understand that where, I'll just take 2 minutes for this example, and it will allow you to understand that where exactly are you facing problems in terms of blockchain implementation and centralization, and where to bring in decentralization, and how we have fared till now. And so believe me, if why I'm very encouraged to show this slide to you is because if IIM Ahmedabad is telling us that India's premier business school is telling us that they'll make a case study on us, which will be used by IIM Ahmedabad as well as other top management schools in the country and around, why would I not be encouraged enough to share our solution with you guys, where we have been able to achieve phenomenal numbers, right? So this is what we do. We facilitate warehouse receipt lending at home for farmers, for traders, and via an app. The credit is instant as compared to the 7 days right now. So that is where digitizing the entire process is helping, and the farmer's income increases because he does not have to visit the bank every other day, right? So our journey till now in our sector, in 2019 we were at Money 2020 conference in Singapore. There we heard that usually in this sector, especially banking as well as government, both these sectors combined result in sales cycles, B2B sales cycles up to 12 to 18 months. But within 7 months, we believe that our solution is being accepted by banks and by warehouses and by customers. Is because, and that is a show to this number, that within 7 months we were able to convert 2 banks, 3 banks. We are onto our 3rd bank now. Yes Bank, IndusInd Bank, Maharashtra State Corporation Bank. Then within those 7 months we had closed 5 warehouses pilot with Maharashtra State Warehousing Corporation. And within this COVID duration, when the entire country was shut, right, a lot of activities were shut, just 20 days back we got an in-principle approval from that 5 warehouses to 1,000 warehouses in the state of Maharashtra, especially the worst hit state. But we achieved 1,000 warehouses in this point of time, and that's where we believe that our solution is very novel, and our solution is what banks needed. And this is where we applied blockchain. And since we have applied blockchain, we are generating that warehouse receipt on the blockchain, and that is what is going to cure the frauds that these banks are facing. So Citibank, ICICI Bank, 2014 Qingdao scandal, NSCL scam, 5,600 crores. All of these scams and scandals have shown the banks that it's very difficult out there when it comes to warehouse receipt lending. So that is where our solution is helping banks. And I essentially believe that we do believe that banks can benefit a lot, and that is what even banks are seeing. Otherwise, why, when the entire country is fighting with such a pandemic, why would we still receive such good traction? And I'm very happy to share that apart from 1,000 warehouses, we have been promised $1 million in funding when people are not getting funds, when companies are closing down. We are also hiring. We have hired interns as well. So that's it. That's the close of my slide. I think I'm done. Yes. So thank you. And we are also hiring. We are hiring for full-time. I think this is something that will interest students here, 4th year students here especially. We are hiring for full-time junior full stack developers, mean stack, Mongo, Express, Node, and Angular. And so yeah, definitely we are doing that as of now. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. That's it for me. Please questions.
Thank you, Abhishek. In fact, you have given a lot of input. You have given your case study as input to everybody, and I'm sure it is going to help all the students that how a successful business during such a slowdown can be done. Right. So you rightly said, because opportunities are always there, and if you start searching for opportunity, always you can find it. And these up and down, which I have seen in the past 25 years, right, sir, they are going to be there. But only person who are upgraded, have got the latest skill, got a skill set which is in shortage, definitely for them this slowdown may not impact. So dear students, even our advice is you please keep on updating your skills, keep on going to various technology which are coming in the market. And I'm sure those things when you put in your biodata will definitely attract companies, HR and technical interview they're going to take. Because with technology and without technology, with a skill, without a skill, salary is same. So they are in stage of rejection. So they always prefer those students who are upgrading their skills because in this industry, you yourself has to upgrade that. And if you don't have those kind of confidence, if you are not upgrading your skills, then could be after some time you will get outdated. And that is what industry is looking for.
Right.
And thank you and congratulations, Abhishek, you have got $1 million funding
Yes, sir.
for your blockchain projects.
Right.
And that's really good. And I'm sure if you have so good experience of blockchain technology where right now availability of programmers are not there,
Right.
developers are not available in this, you might not have much competition, but it is the right time.
Right.
If you settle, you will see in the whole world blockchain applications are coming. And you rightly said smart contract.
Right.
It is very, very important. Even in India, we find a lot of problems. Like if you go to US, you buy a product, you can refund those
Right. Exactly. Yes.
within 6 months. Even they don't mind. But in India, this problem is always there. You have purchased something, you have some problem, you are contacting them, nobody is not listening. Even you are booking flights. If something happens, they are not refunding your money.
Right.
So customers are very much worried. They want to see the organization, department, institute who has a smart contract. Let's say tomorrow I'll book any product, I'll go with the company which has got a smart contract. That
Right.
means you are using blockchain technology. So that what they are saying today, if they don't fulfill, there should not be any manual intervention.
Right.
Technology will see those smart contracts and will process your refund. Otherwise, I don't know, in taking money, they are so fast, but
Right.
returning how fast they'll be.
They are
So
not.
this is no, we will not give. So I'm sure this smart contracting, smart contract
Is
will
essential.
definitely help us in India because here is very strong, population is very large. And I'm sure blockchain application in India will definitely will change the way business been done, the way business was done in past. And in Dubai, they have already announced. Dubai, they have made it mandatory that everybody must use blockchain because they want smart contract should be there. But still, we have seen in Dubai, even without blockchain, also they're very strict. Government is very strict so that nobody can do fraud with their customers. Whatever they promise, they have to fulfill. Otherwise, they have got a security. They can forfeit that security. So we have seen outside India still governments are very strict as far as customer satisfactions are concerned. But in India, we find difficulty because we have 135 crore population. It will not be easy task for government to regulate such norms. But I'm sure each business, if they come through blockchain, their business is going to increase. They might be thinking if we do a smart contract, we might have to refund money, but their business will also increase. Their total turnover will also increase. So that maximum opportunity will go to those banks, those business which are using blockchain technology. And it's awareness, as you rightly aware, many might not be knowing
Right.
that blockchain is a smart contract.
Right.
And
Right.
they know. So could be next time they'll say, oh, do you have a smart contract? Yes. Then only I'll buy a product from you.
Right.
So
Right.
that what you are saying will be a word. And tomorrow if there is any breach of contract, so I'm going to get the benefit compensation, what you're promising me right now. So that's really very good, Abhishek.
Thank you, sir.
It's a really very good session. And you rightly said that during pandemic, definitely job will go.
Yes.
They
Yes.
will go, they will come back also. But we will say fittest will always survive.
Right.
As
Yes.
you could see yourself, you're surviving, you're getting new contract.
Right. Right.
Because you have given something niche to the market. So market will always look for an option which are cost effective, improving the performance and giving a lot of flexibility
Right.
and scaling features. So I'm sure such things will always be required.
Right.
And he always motivates students to think good, great idea because nowadays a lot of opportunities are coming in the market. So could be through technology they can give a lot of solutions in this pandemic situation, which has unlimited scope.
Right.
So it is up to them we have seen Ola, we have seen Uber, we have seen Oyo. These are all technology solutions, and Ola and Uber are running such a big platform without owning a single car.
Right.
So technology is something where you don't really require much of investment.
Yes.
You can take a cloud computing platform where you pay only for your usage. And in that, I'm sure if there is some concept somebody has got, can be easily implemented through technology. And I'm sure during engineering time it is easy because risk is
sir.
minimum.
Yes.
It can make friends who are like-minded, and I'm sure they can start with that. So that's very good.
Right, sir.
So thank you very much. I have got a question I should read out.
Yes, sir.
Jayant, good morning, sir. I'm third year computer science student.
Great.
Thank you so much for such an interesting question. I have no idea about blockchain. I'm eager to learn about it. What are the best resources available on internet about blockchain?
Great. So I would love to answer that. So basically, even now, back in 2017, there was hardly anything available. But you are in luck now that a lot of companies are providing their solutions in lecturing and in courses on blockchain. A lot of good platforms have as well. So there is one course called Certified Blockchain Professional, as the name suggests. And believe me, if you would have been interested in hacking and security back in 2010, 11, 12, like 10 years back, I had seen Certified Ethical Hacker was a course that was in very much demand at that time. So the same guys have come up with another course called Certified Blockchain Professional, as the name suggests. It's one of the best courses out there. It's a bit pricey, so if you get some scholarships or something like that, I would really suggest that you do it. I have myself advised content in that course, but even apart from the content that I've advised, the entire course structure I've seen because I have access. So it's a beautiful course. I mean, it's from start to finish and everything, and it's very practical based course. It's by EC Council or by IIB Council. Just search for it, and Certified Blockchain Professional. It should be useful. Apart from that, if you don't want to spend money, I believe there are a lot of YouTube channels and YouTube videos. Many a times I'm doing these lectures on YouTube and all. I might be putting up as well. Very crucial concept. Just go for learning Bitcoin core application, how to run it on your computer and see how it works. Because once you type one command and you see how the blockchain looks like, that is exactly when you start to understand that, okay, this is different. This is different from what I've been learning in my whole life, right? So these are very new technology. So very good YouTube channels are there, very good resources are there available. Read the Ethereum white paper, read the Bitcoin white paper first, and then read the Ethereum white paper. It will take you 5-7 days easily. It took me a lot of time as well. And then you will understand that from where has this blockchain come into existence. Why did the country need, why did the human population need blockchain, and what the difference came from Bitcoin to Ethereum, because there's a huge difference from generation 1 to generation 2, right? And then Ethereum is the future that we are seeing, and then 3 and 4 are side chains and all. Read about those concepts. Binance Academy is one thing that I find very, very useful. They publish bite-sized information articles on very, very popular topics. So please go ahead and check some of these areas, or just reach out to me if you really can't find anything online and you're done with everything that is online. Read some good books. Read good books by Don Tapscott and Alex Tapscott. Read books by Andreas Antonopoulos. And so these are some of the books that are available. Read my book. I would love for you to read my book, because it starts from basics of cryptography, then goes on to basics of blockchain, then deals in both the solutions, both these technologies, then talks about smart contract auditing, and then also how to build a career in blockchain. So yeah, these are the yeah.
Thank you. It was really nice, because dear students, you will find these technologies will keep on coming. But Abhishek, which we have also seen, which we always tell students, these are the technology which will not take time. If I talk about 25 years before, we did COBOL. So programming was so difficult. But we have seen now, when time is changing, programming is becoming very, very simple. It is just drag and drop. Only thing is your foundation, your data structure concept, your algorithm concepts, your problem solving skills will always be important. Whether you do blockchain or you don't do blockchain. So if you do blockchain, you can see your problem solving skills can multiply your productivity. If technology can easily be selected, and those parameters, those syntax can always be gone through with various syntax available online. So that is very, very important. So please go back and do and make sure your concepts are very, very strong as far as your logics are concerned, problem solving skills are concerned. And that is the reason, Abhishek, I have called you,
Right.
because these things are always a base.
Right, sir.
And
Absolutely.
I'm always suggesting these students to be on LinkedIn. See
Yes.
what is happening in the whole world, who is doing what, how they are doing, how they are becoming successful, what are their key traits, see their profile and build those kind of profile. And I'm sure all these things will come and go. And in computer science, we always say you should have a skill by which you can learn, unlearn, and relearn. This life cycle has to continue. And I'm sure if you follow this life cycle, keep on upgrading your skills, keep on taking interest in latest technology which are coming, what those technology is. Again, if you go for AI, if
Right.
you go for data science, on background it is algorithm, data structure, and your problem solving skills, which plays a very, very important role for you to
Right.
grow in organization, to grow in your career, to actually make a product
Right,
which
sir.
each and every company is looking for.
Right.
So thank you very much, Abhishek. It was
Thanks a lot,
really
sir.
nice
Thank you very much.
to listen to you and see how good work you are doing in
Thank you, sir.
blockchain.
Honor, sir.
And
Yes.
you have taken the right decision at right time that
Right,
you have
sir.
entered into new technology.
Right,
I'm
sir.
sure by next year, next to next year, when it will come, by that time you'll be experienced, so you'll be always given preference based on your experience,
Right.
problem solving skills, which you're solving in blockchain area and domain.
Right.
And I'm sure it is going to help a lot of businesses, because nowadays each and every business is facing competition.
Right.
And how to take confidence of the customer is very, very important.
Right.
So in that case, I'm sure blockchain will be a big platform,
Right.
will generate confidence among the customers by using this smart contract. And that is the reason we could see there is a big scope of using these technology which protects the customers.
Right, sir.
And customer, I always say, is a god. If
Yes.
you're not
Yes.
protecting customer,
We always say
you are
that.
making
Yes.
false statement. Today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, those company are going to close with quality, excellence, and commitment. Companies are running and will run and will be the future.
Right,
So
sir.
with this, thank you once again, Abhishek,
Thank
and
you so much, sir.
it's really nice to have you. And it's really a pleasure to see our alumni, they're growing and doing out of the box, doing something which nobody else could do it. And that is what makes you different.
Right.
It takes little while, it takes a lot of your efforts.
It takes a while,
But
yes,
kind of
sir.
satisfaction which you get,
Right.
when nobody knows the technology, you are working on that technology,
Right.
is something, is the need of the hour.
Right,
And
sir.
I'm sure it will take you long way. And look forward to see you like WhatsApp, your Facebook, the way
Thank you,
they have
sir.
grown.
Thank you, sir.
Amazon has grown in 15 years. You could
Right.
see it has become second $1 trillion company.
Right. Right.
It's a
Right. Right.
vision. It's a vision, dedication, and hard work
Right.
and intelligence, which will make you always successful in your life, in your
Right.
career. And I'm sure commitment and
Right.
values will
Right.
always take you to greater and greater height.
Thank you, sir.
And we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much,
Look
sir.
forward, be in touch,
Sure,
and
sir.
all many faculties are also there.
Yes, yes, and
Attending our session.
I'm already in touch with
Yeah.
everyone, sir. It is the best
Yeah.
moment when I let every faculty of mine know about all these accomplishments that are happening in my life and in my
Yes.
company. That's the best moment, sir. Rightly, you
Right.
said that there are only two people who are the happiest. So yes,
Right. And keep on uploading something good, great on LinkedIn and show the whole world that Amitians are the best. That is
Sure,
what
sir,
our
sure.
founder president vision is.
Definitely.
And we are always there to help you, guide you, motivate you. And
Right.
anytime you can come back
Right,
and you
right.
can give some projects to students. You have also given some options.
Right.
If you feel you have got some requirements, you can please give us document. We can upload on Amazon and you can shortlist the best talent
Right,
who
sir.
can take and enter into this area.
Right.
And I'm sure if somebody will invest time and energy into blockchain,
Right.
they can have a very bright future in ahead.
Right, sir.
Thank you very much,
Thank
and
you
we
so much,
wish you
sir.
all the best. And thanks to all the participants for attending this important talk. I'm sure it might have given you a lot of insight. Now you have to go back and open Google and see a lot of literature is available on YouTube. I'm sure time will be shorter. You'll find so much of material which you can always click and listen. And I'm sure it will give you a very strong foundation of blockchain. Thank you very much,
Right.
and we
Thanks a
look
lot.
forward to see you. Huh?
Sure. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot. you.